G'day guys, Pete Pete's Tools, awesome to see you back here again. Hey, today I want to have a bit of a yarn about these things. Oh, this is heavy, this little bugger here. These angle grinders, the big ones here and the small one like this. You know, just a little bit about safety, because if you don't watch what you're doing, just take some basic precautions, they can really do you some damage. Even the little ones like this, but especially these big mummers like this, they're quite dangerous and they'll actually do you some real damage, as I've found out over the years. Anyway guys, if you like my video, subscribe, drop me a like, drop me a comment, and we'll get into this video, eh? I mean, the most obvious thing, guys, when you're using any type of grinder like this, and I'm the worst culprit of anybody. When I was a younger fella, I never wore any safety gear at all. It wasn't cool to wear it then, and I got myself in a couple of right pickles. I was using one of these, just grinding away, minding my own business, before I wore glasses, and I only had a little bit to grind. You know, I've only got to do this much, I won't need to wear any glasses or anything, I thought to myself. And then a bit of shit flew off the end of the grinder, went straight in my eye, and yeah, I couldn't see basically. I had to go to the hospital, and what they did was they set me in a chair, sprayed some shit in my eye, put my head in a clamp like that, got this drill bit thing, and drilled out my eye, because at that time it had gone rusty, and they sort of drilled it, and they sort of honed it out of my eye, and then I couldn't see properly for a week, and it was really terrible, and it was just disgusting. And it was the only reason that happened because I wasn't even wearing safety glasses, and that's a pretty dumb thing to do. And I'll tell you some more dumb things that I've done with grinders and other bits and pieces. You check up the top, there's a video there on health and safety, and I can tell you a few things I've done over the years and how stupid I was. But anyway, that's another story. We all live and learn, and we get old, hopefully, like me, if you don't do anything too stupid and shorten your lifespan a little bit. But anyway, yeah, that's just one of the things with a grinder. So the most basic thing, even when you're using a little grinder like this, or if you're using a big grinder like this, is glasses. So now I wear safety glasses, of course, because I'm old and wise. Haha, what a joke that is, Pete. I wear the safety glasses, but what I also do is I'll put my welding helmet on as well. And most of these welding helmets have got a grinder switch on them, so if you just flick it to grinder and it doesn't flick on and off, the auto darkening bit doesn't work, but it just shields your face, because you know, those sparks are not good, mate. They're absolutely not good. Another thing I've done, guys, is you got your little angle grinder here, and then you got this disc that's got the same size arbor hole in it, but it just doesn't quite fit. So, you know, what do you naturally do? Well, I know what I did. I just take the guard off. Just take the guard off like so. What happens if you take that guard off and you slip and you got your hand at the back of the machine like this, and there's no guard there, and you go straight into the grinding wheel, and it takes a great big chunk out of your finger, which I've done myself, which is not a good look either, and I don't recommend that to anyone as well. I mean, it just sucks. Just take natural precautions. And wear gloves, of course. I have a bad habit of not wearing any gloves at all. But just wear some gloves when you're doing it, and it'll save a lot of aggravation on the sparks. Don't burn your skin so much either when you got the gloves on. And also, with the angle grinder, actually wear a long sleeve shirt or something as well, because that just makes life a little bit easier as well. But don't wear a shirt like this that's polyester, because it'll burn. If you get enough sparks on there, you'll set your arm on fire, and that's not a good look either, trust me. And another thing, guys, is always wear your earmuffs. Not only for your hearing protection, but when you put these on, like so, right, and then you're using your angle grinder and you're grinding under something or something on top of it, and the sparks fly off here, if you haven't got earmuffs on, the sparks go down your ears and they burn the inside of your ears, and shit, that hurts. Trust me, I've done that as well. You don't want to be doing that. You're lying under a car or something, grinding like this, and you haven't got any ear protection in, right, and the sparks go in your ears, and you're trying to get out from underneath the car that quick that you smack your head on the underneath of the car and almost knock yourself out. Trust me, that's not a good look either. So don't be dumb like Pete and Pete's Tools, and just wear your earmuffs, and not only save your hearing, and you won't end up a deaf old man like me, but it'll also stop your ears from burning, because that shit hurts, man. And some of the new grinders have got like a double guard on them, like so. Like when you're grinding, that's all very well, but they recommend that you change the guard when you're using a cutting wheel, because they fly to pieces, and you don't want one of them flying off at you and hitting you in the face, because trust me, that'll ruin your day. It will totally ruin your day and your weekend. So if your machine has got a 2-guard option, I did one on a cordless grinder that had a 2-guard option. If you click up the top there, I will have a link to that video. Just slide the new guard on so it covers your disc like this if you're cutting. So if it does fly to pieces, then you're not going to get bits of shit flying in your eyes and that sort of thing, because, yeah, trust me, you don't want to be spending the week in the hospital. And when you're grinding away, guys, happy as Larry, and the sparks are flying out everywhere, watch the direction where your sparks are going, because if your garage is anything like my garage, my shed, it's full of crap, and there's old tins of half full petrol and all sorts of crap lying around. You get a spark heading the wrong direction, your whole garage will go up. So another little hint there for you is always have a little fire extinguisher on hand. You know, just saves a lot of grief, eh? And he also pleases the fire department a little bit. But it doesn't take many of these sparks to set your garage on fire. I've done that once myself. It didn't come to very much, but I had the corner of my garage on fire. I just happened to see the reflection in my mask through the auto darkening mask, and I just managed to put it out before it got out of hand. But that's my own stupid fault, because my garage is full of crap. So just have a clear working area that you're working. You know, it's all common sense really, but you know, you've got to have a bit of common sense to start with, I suppose. That's probably why I missed out. Also guys, when you're cutting, don't bend and twist it when you're cutting through a lump of metal like so, and don't twist and bend it, because if you're using a cutting disc, they're between 1 and 3 millimeters thick. This is a grinding disc, but the cutting discs are a lot thinner. And then if you bend it and twist it, it'll put a strain on it, it'll fly to pieces, and chances are, knowing that Murphy's Law, one of the pieces is going to end up in your eyeball. So you don't want to be doing that, because that sucks as well. Now I got into a really bad habit, guys, where what I would do is I'd finish whatever I was grinding, and then I'd just put my grinder straight back on the floor while it was still unwinding, while it wasn't wound down. It was still spinning, but it didn't have any power going to it. And what that would do is when it hit the floor, it would just run all over the place, and it would just make a mess. Half the time it used to smash my disc. So that's just another trick for young players. Anyway, you know, if you're a bit silly like me, just make sure it winds down before you put the thing on the floor, even if you're in a hurry to do anything else. And another trick, guys, that I learnt with these things, sometimes you have the thing on, and these have a lock button. You can lock it on so it runs, and then don't pull the plug out of the wall. And then next time you go to start it, plug it in, because this thing will take off and it'll eat your hand, or it'll eat something before you can even get a chance to grab it. So that's a trick for young players as well, guys. I know that sounds really, really stupid, but trust me, I've done it. And don't be doing that, because that's really silly. Now those little tips and tricks apply to the little angle grinders, the 4-inch, 5-inch, 6-inch. But when you start getting up to stuff like this is the really heavy machine. This is a 3 horsepower DeWalt grinder. It's quite huge, and it's heavy. It probably weighs 4 kilos maybe. And these things are really, really dangerous. Even when you start these, the kick on these can knock you straight on your ass if you're not standing with your feet firmly on the ground. So just watch these things. These things are not toys, guys. Trust me, you can do some real damage, permanent damage with these things. So just treat them with a little bit of respect. And yeah, and they'll treat you with respect, and no one will end up in hospital, which will probably be a good thing, eh? Because no one wants to end up in hospital, because hospital's not a good place to be. I know you think they're really basic tips, and who would be stupid enough to do that with a grinder, but trust me, I was, and I did. And so yeah, take it from an old guy that's still alive, more by good luck than good management. And just save your eyes and save your ears and save burning your friggin' ears, because that really, really hurts. And getting shit in your eyes, and that's really a bad thing. Anyway guys, I hope you liked my video. Remember to subscribe, like, do your own thing, and we'll see you next week. Bye!